All right, Shalom, first and foremost. All thanks and praises unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Warakakwadash. Peace, blessings, and much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. On down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like. Pushing out this purified truth to the rest of the church who believe as well. You men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons and daughters also. The water, that means thank you to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to the cross for the world of Israel and the world of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. So I haven't watched this video yet. I did make a comment and I basically mentioned that, I'll take it, whatever, I'll take it on the chin, but I haven't watched the video yet. So I'm going to watch it fresh and see what he has to say about me. Now, I'm going to say this. I've never met this guy personally, but I do remember telling this man through an app that I do believe that he could be a man of the Lord. And he then responded that I believe you are a man of the Lord now. So to all of a sudden see this title that basically referring to me as a bug out, which is, it's a little offensive. That's something that you call somebody who's not in their right mind. And that's okay. I kind of expected that. But I still deem this guy my brother. I don't deem him my enemy, although he deems me his enemy. Although at this point of time, he is my enemy, I don't deem him my enemy. Okay? So I'm sure others have saw this. They probably got a laugh out of it. So I'm just going to, watch it, see where it goes. This video may be fairly long because I'm going to be stopping, playing, and all that stuff. So let's see what the brother got to say about me. I'm going to let the countdown roll. I don't know why I'm a little nervous, you know what I mean? I'm normally not in the spotlight like this. And then to be in the spotlight over something controversial, it's a little bugged out for me. There's this bugged out guy on the screen. I may fast forward it a little bit. I'll give it some more time.
Yeah, all right, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory. Hey, shalom, salaki. Hey, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Muhammad Dash. I want to say give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders for great millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to the elect. We're willing with some of those men and women that believe and fear the name of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Yana brother Gabar Yahweh Dev from GMS Hawaii. I want to give you another lesson. And it's on this guy right here. Now, I forget what camp he actually belonged to within GMS at one point, but
I was never a part of a camp. That is a lie. So he's already bearing false witness. I was never a part of a camp.
left on his own because he was on some other stuff. We used to back in the day we had an app called the Polo app, and this guy he was on there from time to time, and other times he wasn't so much. And the Polo thing kind of like faded to the wind, but it gave us brothers an opportunity at that time throughout the country, to basically fellowship with one another,
Correct.
With one another, answer questions, exalt, and encourage one another. And so this guy, he was let in at some point, and then he left at some point.
That's a lie.
And eventually, he just completely...
He is totally slandering me right now. This isn't even true. See, I didn't even know what to expect. And this is wild, man. He is totally making this up. All right? Let me read something. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 7. Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come. But woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. And I'm going to let you know, I'm offended. Okay, you're bearing false witness. In the title, you got me as a bug out. Hey, that's beautiful. All right. But see, I didn't call you bugged out when you go back. When was that? I want to say 2018. And there was some alert going around that some nuclear ballistic attack was going to happen in Hawaii. So you had all these people, coming to you for answers, people thinking it was going to happen. You were out on the streets teaching as if it was going to happen, which shows that you err knowing the scriptures. In fact, let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 22 and verse 29. Because if you would have known at that time that no nuclear attack is going to happen before the mark of the beast is implemented, well, anyways, Matthew 22 and 29. Yahushua answered and said unto them, you do err not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of God. So you err not knowing the scriptures. You have a lot of men making things up. And this guy literally just made up everything he just said. All right. The reason why I was on the Marco Polo app, because I had connections through GMS Kansas City. Okay. I would commune with them from time to time. And then through them, it opened up doors for me to meet other brothers. But I was always teaching by myself from day one. All right. I never was kicked out of a camp. I never joined a camp. I was always by myself from day one. Period. Point blank. But again, I'm not going to lie. I'm offended. Okay. And you can think I'm bugged out and everything. Let's go.
Left great millstone.
Lies.
And I think I can't remember what it was up about, so I'm not gonna lie. But I would just leave. I saw the video that Apostle Tahar did on this guy.
This is crazy.
His page is this guy's page is Rivers of Living Water, and he basically wanted to do the lone wolf thing. I remember that he had that spirit of he just wanted to do his own thing. But while
I came into the truth by myself. I came into the truth. There were no camps around me. What are you talking about, man? I didn't even know nobody when I first started teaching.
doing his own thing and calling himself a prophet, he's become a scoffer, and then he's bugged out, and you're going to see why.
That's wild,
I leave with that. First, I saw this dude got his pipe. He got a pipe in his wood. This dude is bugged out. He got a pipe on a wall. That's not a staff. That's like a pipe, and he got Galatians 2 and 9 on it with fringes on it, with a border of blue and fringes on it. So
that's a pillar, bro. Galatians 2 and 9 goes into Peter, James, and John being pillars. It even tells you in the book of Revelation that those of us who endure will be pillars in the church. You err not knowing the scriptures. I'm not even going to watch all this video. This is already hard to watch.
Dude is bugged out. He got the lion behind him with the headband holding post for him. He's bugged out. And this dude, he says that he's St. John. He says that he's John. And we're going to let him say it. But these are the kind of people that you got to watch out for, because they were one. Matter of fact, before I start, because this guy, he opened up talking about the elder Amawan Gabar for the main camp, saying that he took too long to get a scripture, right? And so that was the basis on him doing that particular video.
No, the basis on me doing that particular point was going into how brothers rant, and brothers should be bringing out more scriptures, man. We have these brothers who think this is some Israelite podcast. This is not an Israelite podcast. The Lord wants us to teach the scriptures, man. We are supposed to teach his words. Not all that ranting, not all that talking. Okay? Now, you don't have to believe that I'm St. John. I already done a video on it countless times. Okay? I guess it means nothing that I have a Virgo tattoo, which goes into Virgin Mary, right next to my heart tattoo, which is likened unto the beloved St. John. The tattoo that I have is in the same area where people are getting microchipped. It was John that had a vision of people being microchipped on their right hand, where I have this heart, and on my forehead, I have a spot, a little indent where people would also receive the mark. Okay, and I'm from Topeka. The zip code is 666. John had a vision of 666. Okay, You have an area here in Topeka known as the city of St. John. Okay. You have, in our history, there was what do you call that? I forget what you call that word. Abolitionists, I think is the word. You had two abolitionists by the name of John and Mary who settled here in Topeka, which is spiritual. I have a younger brother. His middle and last name is Bakari Van. When you put it together, it's Bakari Ivan. Bakari and Ivan, that's successor of John. He was the brother born right after me. Okay? When you look at my name, Josiah, the Joe itself, I think in the Scottish it translates into beloved. Joe is also common for names like John. Okay? Which means Yahweh is gracious. But see, these are just little things that I come up with at the top of my head. I'm teaching in Topeka, Kansas. A nickname for Topeka, Kansas is Top City. Yahweh Shai told his disciples in Matthew 5:13, read to about 14, that we were like a city set on a hill, like a top city, because the kingdom of heaven is within us. All right? All the St. John stuff that you see in the background, all that stuff I already had before I even came to the conclusion of being St. John. Things just naturally fell into my lap. But if you were to watch some of those videos, you would know that. And it's funny that I ain't hear from you all this time. You ain't comment on my videos all these times. And literally, I'm just scrolling down, looking through YouTube, and bow, this video smacked me in the face. I'm like, oh, here we go. Okay, I guess it don't mean nothing that I made a song called Revelations back in the world. I had a song where I mentioned that I'm an eagle back in the world. My rap name was Swag Malone. Swag Malone means disciple of St. John or descendant of St. John. Okay? My daughter was born at 1144. Her name roughly translates into God is gracious, which is the same as John. Okay? I had a dream of the lake of fire, just like John did. I had a dream of the earth passing away, just like John did. I had a vision of Israel about to come down from heaven upon Mount Zion, just like John did. Okay? I can keep going, but see, you can call me a bug out, but I will say, I'm still going to deem you my brother. You don't have to deem me yours. And that's totally fine. I wasn't scoffing and scorning. I wasn't speaking bad on the elders. I wasn't speaking bad on none of the brothers. I'm just making a point. We have to teach the Bible, man. What is the problem, bro? Okay? Honestly, I don't even know if I even want to watch the rest of this video because it's slander. It's already slanderous. It's already hard to listen to, man. I literally went through something like this at my job, man, where this Edomite totally lied on me to where it was like so hard to hear. Like, are you serious right now? Even in front of me right now? Dang, that's crazy. But, these are the things we have to go through. I thought I was going to play this video. See, I don't want to play the video for the sake of me not getting angry, because I'm not going to lie. It's pissing me off already. It already kind of has me in a hot spirit. But these men, they don't love their brother. These men are just making things up. He's lied on me already, and the video hasn't even started yet, man. All right? Let's go to Galatians chapter 5:14. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. But you don't love me as your neighbor, because I'm not in Great Millstone. I never was, bro. I was never kicked out. And if anybody says I was ever kicked out, they are liars. And whatever video Elder Apostle Tahar made about me, I was unaware of that. I didn't see that video. Okay? But I guess I know now, unless you're also once again bearing false witness. Okay? But just be aware how you treat me, man. If anybody wants to watch this video, go watch it yourself, because, for the sake of me not losing my mind and wanting to react in a carnal manner, which I'm not going to do, because Yahweh Shai doesn't want that. I'm not going to do that, man. And I'm not going to allow myself to stoop down to that negative level. All right? Matthew chapter 24:36. Naked and you clothed me, I was sick and you visited me. I was in prison and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick or in prison and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye love, as much as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. So, how you're treating me is how you're treating Yahweh Shai. I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't say nothing in that video that disrespected the elders. I just said the truth, man. We should be using the scriptures. We should be walking and loving each other as brothers. What are you talking about? And you're making that a problem? Okay? I don't make it an issue that you got leprosy. I still see you as my brother. I don't deem you bugged out because you was out teaching that nuclear destruction was coming before the mark of the beast. I still deem you my brother, man. Here it is, you jump out the woodworks to try to condemn me when I know for a fact I am who I say I am, which says a lot about you. I'm still going to deem you my brother because Yahweh Shai would want it that way. I don't care that you're making it difficult for me. Okay? This is Luke chapter 6 and 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. And that's what you're doing. You're casting out my name as evil. Okay? Rejoice ye in that day, leap for joy. For behold, your reward is great in heaven. For the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. This isn't just speaking to people in the world. You have men who claim to be brothers, who are wearing garments, who do the same thing. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. So you're not speaking well of me, and that's okay. You got me supposedly looking like a bug out, and that's okay. Of course I would look like a bug out. If somebody was to say there's somebody, and the Lord revealed that to them, and nobody else sees it, of course they'll look crazy. Okay? It looks self-willed. It looks very self-willed, but it's absolutely not in my case. I'm telling you this, man. But I say unto you, which hear, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you. So you're my enemy, and I still deem you my brother. And you can say, well, you ain't my brother. That's totally fine. Okay? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to justify who he justifies, man. Okay? Making up lies and slander on me. I can't even believe this, man. Ain't even been in the video this long. The video hasn't even started. All right? Let's go to John chapter 15. John chapter 15 and verse 18. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. So go on ahead and hate me. Go on ahead and call me a bugged out, a no good, a piece of shit. Call me a low life. Call me delusional. Tell me I need psychological meds. Tell me I'm crazy. Okay? It means nothing that my godmother's name is Mary. And if you know the spiritual meaning behind that, then you know. The one time that I could really remember, going out to teach, of all the situations that stick out, there was this dude, he was wearing a Muslim outfit. He had his sword on his hip and everything, man. He had the hijab on his head. And he was all, twacked out of his mind. And I was rebuking him. But when I was rebuking him, my brother, my God brother, his mom's name is Mary. But this guy that was dressed in a Muslim attire, he would later get arrested because he tried to commit a suicide bombing. Okay. But what's spiritual about it is later down the line, the Muslim guy who I was rebuking and would like a week later do that or attempt that suicide bombing, I would work with his brother. And his brother would one day randomly ask me, without even having biblical conversation, he said, are you one of the 12 disciples? Now, what makes it so spiritual is at that time, of course, I said no. And I just pondered on it to myself, like, why would he ask me that? But then it was his brother that I was rebuking on the streets the day that my brother Jesse, whose mother is Mary, which is my godmother. Okay? So you have the tie with Mary there, and then one of the disciples. He asked, are you one of the disciples? Like, there's a lot, man. And I can just keep going and going and going and going. My old rap group used to be called sons of chaos. James and John were called sons of thunder. Like, what is the problem, man? I'm not even doing nothing wrong. I'm just telling the truth. And I'm bugged out for telling the truth. All right? All I'm doing is speaking what the Lord has given me to speak. And of course, it will come with scoffers and scorners. I believe Abba Bivens was John the Baptist, or John the Baptist was Abba Bivens. Look at it either way. I believe that. Nobody cares about that. Nobody says I'm bugged out for believing that. Okay? But because I'm telling you I'm one of the disciples who followed him in the past, now I'm bugged out. Okay? You look at my background and see the St. John stuff. All that stuff was already set up. I didn't go to the store and find this stuff. If you watch my video, you know. But you're just talking because you're emotional, man. You're talking in your ignorance, and you better be careful. All right? I know you guys are used to guys bugging out, and you do videos on them. You pull out the beehive, and everybody stings on this one guy. Okay? And that's totally okay. But I'm telling you, that's not going to work for everybody, because everybody's not the same. I'm telling you right now. This is Galatians chapter 4 and 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? All I did was tell the truth. What did I say wrong? All right? I love the elder apostles, man. Okay? And I don't even really know them, man. But I love them because they're still doing the work. When I first came into the ministry, I came in through IUIC. All I did was go to YouTube and I typed in Jesus is Black. And the first video that I saw was IUIC. That's what led me to the Israelites. And then through watching IUIC, I saw other videos popping up, and it was Great Millstone. And I decided, okay, you got two camps. They seem similar, but they're not. One's teaching the names. The other one's not really speaking on the names. One's talking about the importance of the mark of the beast. The other is not. That's how I knew Great Millstone had the truth. It was the names and the mark of the beast. That's what made me know from my very beginning, okay, that Great Millstone, they have the truth. But I didn't come in from hearing Great Millstone first. I didn't come in through a camp. Okay, that is false information. That is not true. Okay, I can't even believe this man said that. But anyways, let's read this again in Galatians 4 and 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? And now that I'm telling you the truth, okay, you want to make up lies and slander to try to get others to feel a certain way about me. Let's go to Matthew chapter 12. Matthew chapter 12 and 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. So every idle word you spoke in this video, which I'm not even going to go any further for my own sanity, so I ain't got to, deal with your madness and reflect on it, because I'm the type, I reflect on stuff. I think about stuff. I ponder. Okay. And I'm not going to ponder on any more of your shenanigans, man. Okay. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account therefore in the day of judgment. So you're going to be held accountable. And I'm going to let you know now, what you've said already has offended me. And it's a total lie. And if you don't repent because you feel like you don't have to, you feel like I'm the bug out and you have no right to repent, I'm going to let you know now, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to fucking kill you. I'm not playing. Now, I don't want you to die. I don't want Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to take you out. But if we out here showing hate towards one another, there's no way Yahweh Shai is looking upon us with favor. Absolutely not. Just like if you had two children arguing, okay, you would show favor on the one showing mercy to the one that's being evil to them. And I'm gonna show mercy on you, man. Because yeah, you ain't talking truth. You're talking lies already. And it's funny how our people become enemies over some of the simplest things, man. Micah chapter 2 and 8. Even of late, my people is risen up as an enemy. Ye pull off the robe with the garment from them that pass by securely as men adverse from war. So even as late, our people keep rising up as enemies, especially when you tell them the truth. They don't get it because they don't see it. Now you're bugged out. Okay? Because they don't see it. You're a false prophet. Okay? But then people can slander you and make lies on you, and that's okay. That is okay with me. Keep doing what you're doing, because I guarantee you the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai will justify me, because I'm trying to do what's right. I'm trying to do what's asked of me. Okay? Isaiah chapter 66 and 5. Hear the word of the Lord, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let the Lord be glorified. And y'all be doing that. All praises Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shine. Here it is. The Lord might be looking to kill you, man, because you casting out your brother for no reason. You hate your brother without cause. That's not what a brother does. Okay? We supposed to be there for each other. But because you don't see something, okay, instead of you weighing out the matter, you become emotional and you're quick to speak. You're quick to rebuke. And you really have no idea what you're doing. You have no idea what you're saying. You're just trying to get more kudos from our elder apostles, man, because that's how you are. You're the type to hurry up and put out a video just to be first to do it and then have to go back and backtrack because you're wrong, because you spoke too quickly. That's the kind of person you are, bro. All right. So let's read this again in Micah chapter 2 and 8. Even of late, my people is risen up as an enemy. You pull off the robe with the garment from them that pass by, securely as men averse from war. So even as late, our people are enemies without cause. They hate us for no reason. All we're doing is telling the truth. Okay? We're supposed to be in unity. But a lot of you men, you're not walking in unity. A lot of you men are probably just false prophets who hide behind the truth. 1 John chapter 4 and 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit. And based off what you're saying, you're coming off as a false prophet then, because you're lying on me. If you're willing to lie on me, what does that say about you as a person? Because what you've said so far is absolutely not true, except for the app that I used to get on from time to time. And on that app, I told you, I believe you are a man of the Lord. And then you then replied, I believe you are too. I spoke well words. I spoke good words to you, words of peace and comfort and encouragement. And then you said it back. You wouldn't have told me that if I didn't say that to you first. Okay? I don't hate none of my brothers, man. You are out of your mind if you think that. I don't think y'all are bugged out. I think y'all do things that are just questionable sometimes, man. All right? Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Hereby know ye the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesseth that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is come in the flesh is of God. And seeing that you're still serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, I still see you as a brother, although you're also deemed as my enemy right now. Okay? Because of what you've done. You put yourself in that light. And every spirit that confesseth not that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of anti-Mashiach, whereof ye have heard that it should come, and even now already is in the world. Ye are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than that is in the world. They are of the world, therefore they speak of the world, and the world heareth them. So you get more views than I do. The world hears you more than they hear me, and that's okay. Verse 6, we are of God. He that knoweth God heareth us. So if you don't hear me, you probably not of God, bro. Because I'm telling you, the Lord has revealed to me I'm John through spiritual intuition, through the Holy Spirit, not because I made myself him. You have no idea how deep it goes, man. You have no idea. You just have no clue. Beloved, let me jump back to 6. We are of God. He that knoweth God heareth us. And if you're of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you're going to hear your brother because he's in the same spirit. Now you might say, no, we're not in the same spirit. You over here saying this and that and this and that. Bro, I'm saying the truth. What am I saying that's wrong? Oh, you might not believe I'm John. Okay, I'll give you that. You don't have to believe that with countless things behind my belt. But you don't have to believe that. That's not where your salvation lies. But how you treat me is still going to affect your salvation. I'll tell you that. Okay, how you look at me is going to affect your salvation. I'll tell you that. And as much as you're making it hard for me to forgive you because I want salvation, I'm still going to forgive you. I'm still going to overlook your disrespect and your slander. Okay? Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God. Dang it, I done skipped it again. We are, verse 6, we are of God. He that knoweth God heareth us. He that is not of God heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. And you are in the spirit of error. You err because you're not telling the truth, which is a lie. Okay, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai isn't justifying no liar, man. And you're already showing that you are in the spirit of a liar. And if that's how it's going to be, it ain't going to look good for you. Okay? Let's go to the book of Revelations, chapter 2 and verse 2. I know thy works and thy labor and thy patience, and how thou canst not bear them which are evil, and hast tried them which say they are apostles and are not, and hast found them liars. And I'm already finding you to be a liar. Okay? You say you're a man of the Lord, but it's looking like you're not, because you're willing to lie on me. And I'm telling you right now, it's not true. I'm not making it up. I have no problem with taking accountability. I have no problem with looking into myself for correction and making better changes. I have no problem with that. But you're lying. You're totally making things up. Okay? I didn't go into that video to slander anybody or to make anything up. But there's a lot of funny things happening in this ministry. Okay? And let me just hit you with this. This is Sirach. This is the book of Sirach, also known as the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34. And I'll start at verse 8. The law shall be found perfect without lies, and wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth. So you keep speaking lies, the Lord's going to take the spirit off of you, which means you never had it. Okay? A true brother is not going to slander his brother. One thing that shows who a true man of the Lord is, outside of just having the truth, is how he treats his brother. Okay? Being willing to have civilized conversation. Get to the bottom of something before you call somebody a bug out. You ain't never talked to me in person. Ain't none of you brothers never talked to me or reached out on any disagreement. Okay? You just deem me a bug out because that's your own emotion. That's your own opinion. But I'm telling you now, you will pay for that unless you repent. I am not just some average dude, man. The men in this ministry who the Lord is dealing with are not just average dudes. That's why I'm very careful with how I'm even speaking to you, because you could still be a man of the Lord as much as you are offending me, as much as I can't stand what you're saying. All right. But you being a liar, this wisdom ain't going to keep dwelling with you if that's how you rolling for real. See, we're in a time of revelation. A lot of you men are being found out. Okay. The law shall be found perfect without lies, and wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth. So how could you have a faithful mouth if you're lying on me? Okay, a man that you don't even know personally, a man who spoke well on you. Okay, and I'm still going to give you that. I believe you're a man of the Lord, and I hope you're a man of the Lord, and I hope you get delivered. Okay, I don't look at you how I look at these people in the world. To hell with these people in the world. To hell with these men breaking down the scriptures all wrong. They don't have the spirit. Okay, to hell with them. But this is how you're treating your own. Okay, and I hate liars, man. But I still love you as a brother. Let's touch on the book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse 5. A righteous man hateth lying. Are you righteous or are you wicked? Because you're lying. Okay? I'm not even, man, I'm just seconds in the video, man. I was already going into this like, oh, here we go. Man, I can't even go any further because this video is going to piss me off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even doing it, man. A righteous man hateth lying, but a wicked man is loathsome and cometh to shame. So you're lying on me. You could say I'm bugged out. You could say I was part of a camp. You could say that I was kicked out. All these lies, man. Not true at all. The only reason why I was ever linked up with GMS is because I reached out to the men in Kansas City. Okay? Just because I deemed them as brothers and they were close. And then through that, it led me to meet other brothers. I was never in a camp. All right? You are putting false information out there. Let's go to Exodus chapter 23. Exodus chapter 23 and verse 6. Thou shalt not wrest the judgment of the poor in his cause. Keep thee far from a false matter. And you are putting a false matter in the air. You're spilling things that aren't true. And the innocent and righteous slay thou not, for I will not justify the wicked. So all this falsehood, all this false narrative that you're creating, you're supposed to keep that far from you. Keep thee far from a false matter. You are presenting a false matter, something that is not true. You are transgressing with your mouth. Proverbs chapter 12 and 13. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just shall come out of trouble. Okay? So I'm going to be okay because I'm doing what the Lord's asking me to do. I'm not perfect. I have so much to work on, but I know the Lord's going to fight for me, man. The Lord's going to be for me because the Lord has always been for me. And I'm not lying on you. I'm not slandering you. I'm not slandering other brothers just because they don't see me as a brother. I'm still not going to lie on y'all. I'm still not going to make something up that ain't true. But you are a fucking liar. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, and you're showing who you could be. You may not be a man of the Lord. Until further notice, I deem you my brother. Okay? But the just shall come out of trouble. So yeah, you bringing me into a bad light. Okay? But the Lord's going to deliver me out of it because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai deals with righteous judgment. So you can feel how you want to feel. You don't speak words of encouragement. You speak words of destruction. But we're supposed to be encouraging one another. Not just saying, oh, you're a bug out. Let's go to Hebrews 10. You haven't even tried to reason with me. Hey, brother, why do you feel this way? Why do you just, oh, you bug out. That's crazy. Hebrews 10 and 24. And let us consider one to another to provoke unto love and to good works. But you're trying to provoke me to be discouraged. You're trying to provoke me to feel more alone because I've always been alone. So you're just adding to that burden. Okay? Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, but you're forsaking that because you're casting me out as evil for no reason. Okay? As the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sin. So you're in the truth. You know better. Okay, the Lord don't have to forgive you. I pray that he does. I forgive you. But we have to be careful, man. Because see, being in this ministry, we are held accountable. And just because the Lord is very forgiving, he doesn't have to forgive us. Okay, some sins can't be forgiven. Some sins the Lord may hold that over us and be like, okay, that's it. All right, you keep playing with me. Now I'm done. I'm done showing mercy on you. Okay, a just man, he may fall many times. He may fall several times, but you only get so many times. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 1. He that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. So if you want to harden your neck and think what I'm saying means nothing, well, eventually the Lord will just take you out, because anything that men say, if it's true, I'm going to consider it. But to just listen to slander and lies, man, I can't do that. That's like listening to a loud screech on a chalkboard with the earlobe of a dog, man. Okay? It doesn't matter that you don't believe I'm John. It doesn't matter that you think I'm a bug out. What matters is me being justified by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? But we got to be on point. Men think they just have all the room in the world to just do what the hell they want to do. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and 27. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily, because that's what you're showing, shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, which is what he's not doing, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. Okay, and all the people who like that video, they just prove my point too with all these fakers, all these phony ass Israelites, man. Just because you don't believe doesn't make something not true. Okay, just because you think somebody's a liar, if the Lord justifies them, if the Lord vindicates them, there's nothing that you can do about it. Okay? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is with me, man. But seeing that he's with me and you don't see that, does that mean he's not with me? Absolutely not. But what it shows is many of you, you're not spiritual. You pretend to be spiritual. Okay, but the Lord is going to justify me. And all of you fools, if you don't wake up, you will die. This is Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 20. Neither did, let me see if this is the one I want. Let's see. Go down a little further here. Okay, I can't find what I'm looking for. You know what? I'm going to go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 54 and verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. So you can rise against me in judgment, but I condemn the words that you're saying because they're not true. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai isn't justifying you because you're lying. And seeing that you're lying, don't think that he's going to justify you. That is stupid, man. You're supposed to be more mature, more knowledgeable. Okay, you should have considered or pondered on making that video before you did, because to already start off with a bold-faced lie after lie, you ain't right, man. You're not right. You just want to be the first to make a video. You want to be known to just be first. All right? You're not doing it with pure intent. You just want to rejoice at my fall. You want to see me fall, but you're not going to see me fall completely. You could put me in a bad light. You got more views and all that. Cool. But this is Micah 7 and 8. Rejoice not against me, O mine enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be a light unto me. And the Lord is a light unto me. He revealed to me that I'm John. And you got a problem with that. And I don't care that you got a problem with that. The Lord revealed that to me. That's for me. And you can't take my crown. And I'm not going to let you or anybody take my crown. You can laugh, mock, scoff, scorn. Oh, he's bugged out. He needs help. He needs psychological meds. Look, man, cool. You know, sometimes it might even give me a chuckle or a laugh. But I know who I am. I know it with my whole heart and soul. You can't stop that, man. You can't. Okay? So I don't even know if I even want to keep going on, you know, because I don't really feel like watching your video full of lies, but anybody who believes it, they're going to be condemned. Especially more so after hearing that you're lying from the beginning. So everything in that video would have to be questioned. All right? It is what it is, man. So I'm guessing this whole time people been acting funny with me because they've been whispering behind my back. Things I didn't know. Things that were never brought to my attention. Okay? All because the Lord gave me mysteries. I'm bugged out. Let's touch on Ephesians chapter 3 and verse 3. How that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery, as I wrote afore in few words, whereby when you read, you may understand my knowledge and the mystery of Mashiach, which in other ages was not made known unto the sons of men as it is now revealed. So we're in the time of revelation. There's no way that Yahweh Shai could let one of his disciples know who they are. No way. The Lord couldn't do that. Okay? As it is now revealed unto us, holy apostles and prophets by the Spirit. No way I could be revealed who I am through the Spirit of Yahweh Shai. No way. That the Gentiles should be fellow heirs and of the same body and partakers of his promise in Mashiach by the gospel, which are speaking of Israelites, whereof I was made a minister according to the gift of the grace of God given unto me by the effectual working of his power, unto me who am less than the least of all saints, because Paul was referring to himself while in his ignorance he was persecuting the church. So he's saying this as a sense of humility. Okay? Is this grace given that I should preach among the Gentiles, Israelites, the unsearchable riches of Mashiach, and to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery, which from the beginning of the world hath been hid in God, who created all things by Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So things are being revealed now. And because certain men don't have the spirit, they don't have the insight, they themselves are blind to it, it must mean that it's not true. Okay? Just because you don't see it. You're hated in this world because you tell the truth. Now all of a sudden you're the bad guy. Let's go to John 17 and verse 14. I don't really care to rant. I just want to bring out the scriptures, man, as much as possible. John 17 and 14. I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them. So go on ahead and hate me, okay? Because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. So you're clearly still of the world. You clearly aren't who you say you are because you hate your brother without cause, man. And seeing that you hate your brother without cause, you're going to be found guilty if you don't repent. Okay? You're not supposed to be like that to me for no damn reason. You're supposed to love the brotherhood, man. First Peter's chapter 2 in verse 17. Honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the king. But you don't see me as a brother. You see me as an enemy. In fact, you probably never liked me and you was just waiting for that moment because that's what certain men do. Okay? It's just wild that people will straight up lie not only in your face, but will lie even knowing that they're Israelites. They go out and teach and will still have the audacity to make a bold-faced lie. If you don't know something, maybe you shouldn't speak on it. You know, speaking on something in your ignorance, you got to be careful. Okay? Because you speaking on something in your ignorance, remember, every idle word we're going to be held accountable for. So you speaking in your ignorance can get you killed. Life and death is in the tongue. And seeing that your tongue is speaking death, you're headed down the path of death, seeing that you're already showing you're a liar. Okay? This is the book of Proverbs 18 and 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. And the fruit that you're producing is a fruit of lies. So you're not producing any fruit. You're showing that you're a thorn bush, man. You're showing that you're not right. Or you're just going off. You're just showing signs that, okay, you're a just man, but you're falling right now. You got to snap out of that because I did nothing wrong. Okay? Well, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to vindicate me. I'm sure to a lot of y'all, yeah, I did something wrong. But in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, I'm going to be justified. But death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall have the fruit thereof. This is Galatians chapter 6. Chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. And you're sowing lies. Okay? And that's not going to end good for you if that's how you really move. That shows who you are as a person. Okay? But the Lord got me. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 50 and verse 7. For the Lord God will help me. Therefore shall I not be confounded. So I'm not ashamed. I'm not even worried. The Lord going to take care of it. Therefore have I set my face like a flint, and I know that I shall not be ashamed. All right. So I know that I'm not going to be ashamed because the Lord's with me. He is near that justifieth me. Who will contend with me? Let us stand together. Who is mine adversary? Let him come near to me. So yeah, going ahead and be my enemy, try to bring me down, try to shame me, try to have me look bad, try to have others not like me because you never liked me. You never saw me as a brother. All that is okay. All right. But that does not mean you're going to get away with your actions. That does not mean the Lord is going to justify you. And you could be an agent. All right. You can be someone who was hired. You could be some Freemason. All I know, because for you to just lie like that, now I'm looking at you questionable. But like I said, I'm going to still deem you my brother. But it's just questionable to see you say such things that aren't true. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10 and verse 25. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household? So go on ahead and call me Beelzebub, call me a bug out, call me a demon, call me bugged out false prophet, bugged out nigga, bugged out John. Call me whatever you want. It don't take away I'm John. It don't take away that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai has been helping me. And it doesn't take away that I still deem you my brother till further notice, man. And I'm not even going to keep this going because as far as I'm concerned, your video is utter bullshit. All right. All praises unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Barakakwadah. Shalom.